1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Out there in Banjo Land, Mike Hedding here, coming to you today with the classical bluegrass folk song Tom Dooley in the key of A. We're thinking in the key of G. We've got our capo on the 2nd fret, our 5th string spiked up to A. So you could play this anywhere in G tuning. You could capo 3 or capo 4. This is a great old song. It's been done by a lot of people. Doc Watson had a great old version of it. Rob Ickes has a great version on a solo album that he did in the key of B flat that is kind of the basis for my version that I really liked his version. Another great old version that I know turned a lot of people onto the banjo was more of a folk version, the Kingston Trio. I think he played one of those long neck banjos, but I think they had a popular version of this that turned a lot of people onto the banjo. It's a great old melody. We're going to do 2 solos and basically look at how do we create subtle variations on that basic melody. How do we create more versions of this solo so we don't have to play it the same way twice, but without completely going off script and losing that great old melody. That's what we're going to focus on for this lesson. I've got 2 solos. I'm going to break them down both note for note like I always do, and then show you a bunch of backup I would do for the song. We're just going to keep the backup down the neck for this lesson, keep it kind of beginner, and we'll break down some backup you can use for Tom Dooley as well. All right, let's get into the lesson. Here we go. Here's Tom Dooley in the key of A. All right, so let's start breaking down solo 1 to Dooley. Remember, we're in G tuning, but we've got our capo on the 2nd fret. We've got our 5th string spiked up to A. So we're thinking in G, but we're going to be sounding in the key of A. So let's play the first 9 measures. This will be kind of like halfway through the first little melodic phrase, and then we'll start breaking it down. Here we go. Times I'll do it really slow. And one time a little faster. So let's start with measure 1. This is going to be our pickup. So we're actually going to be walking down to the open 4th string. So the solo actually technically starts in measure 2, but we're just going to do a little walk down. So on the and of beat 1, we're going to pinch strings 3 and 1 with our index and middle finger. So what I would do is count beat 1. So it'd be 1 and. So 1 and then we're going to play the 2nd fret on the 4th string twice, and then the 1st fret. And then open. So you have, so it's 1 and 2, 3, 4. So I'm pinching and then playing my thumb 3 times in a row. And then I'm going down to that open 4th string so you can hear how it resolves. So, and if that little offbeat pinch is giving you trouble, just take it out. Count beat 1, a full quarter note 1, and then just play. That's also totally fine. So, but that's kind of like a J.D. Crowe inspired pickup with that little pinch. Just kind of adds that little pop at the beginning, which is kind of cool. And then we're going to do a roll. This is measure 2. So open 4th string, and then a forward roll, 4, 3, 1. Back to the 3rd string, open, and then 2nd fret 4th string, and then open 1st string. So you have. Looping measure 2 a few times. So now nice roll to highlight that melody on the 4th string. So the melody is going to kind of start on the 4th string. The melody for the first 9 measures is something kind of like that, right? So that's the melody we're going to imply. So it starts kind of on the low string. And then we're going to keep your middle finger down on that 2nd fret. And you're going to roll right into a C chord. Play the 2nd fret on the 4th string again. So put your index and ring finger down in your C. 1st fret, 2nd string, and 2nd fret, 1st string. You've probably done that C. It's just a classic open C chord. And then do 3, 2, 1. And then 5, 3, 1. So you have that's measure 3 on its own. Let's put those two together. So we have that's 2 and 3 together. And then stay on your C chord for measure 4, just like a little lick. Open 3rd string. And then thumb, middle, outside strings, and then a little 2 open pull off. I'm going to kind of push up toward my palm because I'm going to go down to the 2nd fret on the 4th string. So you have, and then open. So that sounds like this. The right hand is pretty simple there. The right hand is going for measure 4. Don't let that pull off throw off your right hand. It's still. I'm looping measure 4 and then open, just a fill lick. So open 4th string and then 5, 3, 1. Back to the open 3rd string with your index finger of your right hand and then 2nd fret 4th string. And then you're going to take that finger and move it to the 2nd fret of the 3rd string and pinch strings 3 and 1 with your index and middle finger. So pinch that, and then your thumb comes down of your right hand. Do thumb, middle, 3, 1, and do an open 2 hammer-on at the same time with your left hand. And then 5, 3, 1, 5. The melody there is really just kind of that 2nd fret, just a long note, and we're just filling it up with a little hammer-on and a roll, like a Foggy Mountain roll. You can loop measure 6 on its own. Make sure your index finger is playing on that 3rd string. So index on the 3rd string, and then your thumb comes down, and then you go back to your index finger, really important. So you have measure 7, pinch strings 2 and 1. Back to that 2nd fret that you already have down, just keep your middle finger down. And then a 2-4 slide with an alternating thumb roll. And then back down to a C. So there we're doing 2 forward rolls, so 3, 2, 1. And then we're going, let's do the right hand on its own first. We're doing 5, 3, 1. And then 4, 1. So this is an important roll here. We're going. So I'm taking that pull off out at first to get the right hand down. So we have, this is measure 8. I'm just looping it. Hear how there's no pause. Now add the 2 open pull off back. If you're doing it right, you're doing that pull off with the index finger of your right hand, which kind of feels tricky. So that's what we're doing there. So again, I'm kind of pushing up toward my palm there. And then back to the open 4th string. This is just like a fill lick, same as measure 5. Only difference there is we played an open 1st string at the end instead of a quarter note. So we have, that'd be a good one to just loop. That's measure 9. So let's play those first 9 measures. Here we go. G, So I'll break down the chords more in the backup section, but you can see those chords are changing pretty quick. So remember, we're thinking relative to our capo, so we're thinking G, C, and D. So we have G to C again, back to G, D, so we're just kind of playing a one finger D, D, G, C, G. That's another reason why I like this song. One, it has a great melody, but two, is it takes the G, C, D chords that you're probably familiar with if you're a beginner, but it kind of mixes them up just in a subtly, slightly different way that really tests if you know them. So that's why it's good practice. It's easy to kind of trip and stumble into a different chord progression, and this is a good practice to mix those three chords up in a slightly different order. So that's what we're doing there. So let's play those again a little faster. Here's measures 1 through 9. If you take out the pickup, you could loop measures 2 through 9. That'd be good practice. So let's start from measure 2. So here we go. Starts over. Faster, same thing. So that's pretty much the whole melody, and now we actually repeat that same melodic phrase